All right, we're doing a first flight on the Mavic 3 Classic. So I have the GoPro on the forehead. I actually have an SD card in here. This is screen recording currently. I'm not sure if it's gonna stop or how long it will, but we're gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible. And then, yeah, we're pretty much gonna go from there. So we're gonna run through the menus and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep it as quick as possible. And then, yeah, so I kind of already set this up the other night and I played with it a little bit. So we're just going to go through it. All right, so first and foremost, now the way that DJI set this up, so if you can see on my screen, you got photo, there we go, photo, video, master shots, quick shots, hyperlapse, and pano all the way at the bottom. So as far as I remember on the Mavic 2 Pro, the pano was actually in with the, if I remember, it was in with the actual like photo.
Please check it on the map.
So there's that. All right. Now you can set up the buttons, the custom buttons on here. So like if you want to, you can click so C1 and then the gimbal wheel advances the ISO. You can change this to whatever. C2 and that changes the aperture. And then I believe that zooms it in for video. So, all right, let's go ahead and take off.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
So C2 is currently connected to my gimbal, or I'm sorry, to the auxiliary lights. So if I wanted to turn on the auxiliary lights, it'll do that. C1 is gimbal up and down. So I don't have any ND filters for this. So if I have to shoot video, I'm gonna have to like kick the aperture down real far. So already set this up. So we're in RAW. You can do RAW, JPEG, auto white balance, 16:9 if you want a little bit more of like the traditional like cropped in, or 4:3 if you want to use the whole sensor. So just take that into consideration however you want to shoot videos and photos. We'll leave it in 16:9 so this way you guys are all right. It has an internal storage of 8 GB, so there's that. ISO goes from 100 to 6400. You might be able to go in and up that to something, but I didn't see it. ISO auto shutter from 8 seconds all the way down to 1/8,000th of a second. So you have a mechanical shutter on this. Aperture is f2.8 to f11. Now, as far as photos go, you got a single photo and AEB, either 3 brackets or 5 brackets. You get a burst timer, 3, 5, or 7 seconds. Or I'm sorry, 3, 5, or 7 for burst photos. And then timer all the way up to 60 seconds. So that's just for photos. Now for video, you have these things. All right, so you got 5.1K from 24 frames a second to 50 frames. C4K, which I'm assuming is like a cinematic 4K because it kind of like crops the frame in a little bit. So 24 all the way up to 60 frames. Same thing with 4K, 24 all the way up to 60 frames. I looked in this, and So if you want to shoot just regular video, 24 and 1080, and that will allow you to shoot 1080 from 24 to 60, and that's it. There is normal color, so you either have a constant bit rate or a variable bit rate, MP4 or MOV, H.264 or H.265. They don't give you any sort of like color profiles that I've seen, and then there's HLG and D-Log. So D-Log, they have a color assist on there, so if you're not sure, you can always turn that on if you don't like the way the flat color profile looks. There goes my dog. She's gonna go bark at the neighbor across the street. There's master shots, which I'm assuming that this will do a number of different shots. Not necessarily sure if I want to do that right now. So you got droney, rocket, circle, helix, and boomerang, and asteroid. So that's pretty neat. You also got hyperlapse, free, a circle hyperlapse, a course lock, and a waypoint. Panoramics, so you have a sphere, a 1080, a wide angle, and a vertical pano. All right, let's go into photo. We're gonna take a single photo for you guys, since it's just been hovering up there for like the last 6 minutes. We're at 87% battery power. We're gonna take this up to 350 feet. That's where we're at right now. So also too, it's pretty cloudy out, so hoping that I don't have to cut this short for all intent and purposes of it starting to rain. All right. All right, so we're just gonna snap a couple of photos. We're gonna do a quick bracket. We're just gonna do a 3-shot. I don't necessarily think that I need to do a burst or a time shot for you guys. It is what it is. Let's do a little hyperlapse. How about that? So we'll do a we're just gonna do a free time lapse. We're just gonna do this. Actually, hang on. So let me pitch the gimbal down a little bit. All right, we're gonna do a quick hyperlapse. I would assume if you did this on like cinema mode or like cine mode or whatever, you probably get better. It's not moving very fast. We're at 82%. 32 minutes and 51 seconds as far as flight time goes. Now, I'm not sure why that dropped as soon as I went into the hyperlapse. So, and this is a 4K JPEG file apparently. So this will take 125 photos at 1 second each. Takes around 4 minutes to complete because we're at 35 and it's at 3 minutes. Hey, oh Pippi. So it's definitely moving real slow in the sky. I know you guys really can't see that, but it's not really doing too lot. I mean, I could probably stop this. I don't really think that I need to do anything super crazy. But there is going to be some other stuff that we're going to test on here. So I want to see what if the 5.1K is better than the regular 4K. All right, we're just going to stop this because I think that should be plenty. All right, let's bring it back a little bit. All right, so that's that. Also too, so I bought the Mavic.
Video synthesis completed.
Thanks. I bought the Mavic 3 Classic with the RC with the built-in screen. This thing is insane. It's really bright. When I got it home yesterday, I was charging the drone and I brought this out just to see how bright it was. And I had it in direct sunlight and it was pretty nice to be able to see the screen without me having to like have any sort of like covering over it. So, all right, let's see. We'll do how about a good old panoramic for you guys? Wide angle. So this has the antennas at the very top right here. You guys probably can't see that. So there's like two little indications. So basically you have to keep those pointed at the drone at all times. It's not like the old where they had the little flappy things on there, you know? All right, what else? All right, so quick shots. I mean, do I need to do a quick shots for you guys? Also, as far as ascending and descending, I'm at 17.5 miles per hour right now. It's currently descending at 16.5.
Three, two, one.
And I'm guessing the nice thing about this is it actually shoots it in a log profile. All right, so that was Droney Rocket. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really necessarily think that I need to do a bunch of these. And I'm not sure that I want to try master shots. Just because as of right now, like, all right, also we're at 69% battery and 27.32. So like, it's doing a parallax that's also zooming in on me, but there's a lot of trees around. All right, we're just gonna stop that. So it does like a whole like different movement. So I started to do like a like a dolly zoom, and then it started to like circle and helix around me. I guess we could try to do it on like a tree or something. See if that works. That's the only problem with living near the woods. All right, we're gonna get out of this. Hyperlapse piano. All right, so realistically, there's not a whole lot of stuff in here. There's also night shooting, and there is slow motion. So slow motion, if you click on that, shoots 4K 120. Cinematic 4K 120 and 1080 at 200 frames a second. So that's pretty cool. It looks like it crops that 4K in a whole lot. All right, let's shoot some video in 4K. Let's change it from 60 to something a little more usable. All right, we're gonna shoot some 4K video and see how this looks. And get up a little bit. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. This might look like shit because I don't have ND filters on. But we're going for it. All right, so normal speed, I'm maxing out around 33.5 miles an hour, right? All right. So that's 4K 24. There's 4K Cine at 24. So basically all that does is it just crops in the frame a little bit. Nothing really exciting about that, I would think. And let's see about 5.1K. So let me turn around, do that same line that I did the first time, because we're gonna match these up. Hopefully they're pretty similar. And we're gonna see if the 5.1K or the 4K is, like if it's any sharper. I know you guys can't really see me over there, but we're just gonna see if the 5.1K or the 4K or 4K Cine is any sharper than each other, which I'm assuming the 5.1K should be much sharper. And also the D-Log only allows you to go to ISO 400. Like that's the bare minimum, so you absolutely need ND filters for this thing, especially if you want to shoot D-Log and shit. I'm not really doing anything crazy, I'm just trying to grab some footage, so. All right. And that's pretty much it. So the cool thing with this is, if you guys notice over here on the right hand side of where the record button is, you see that little 1X, the wheel, you can actually zoom in with. And it's actually pretty dope. You can use that for a lot of things, number one. So like, if you wanted to pretend to be like an AC 130, or just have like a cool top-down shot like that. But I mean, that's pretty cool. If I'm gonna be honest, I mean, it's pretty useful, and maybe somebody that doesn't want to have to buy like the Mavic 2 like zoom, or like an enterprise drone that maybe wants to start doing like inspections and stuff for people, like roof inspections, or like, I think well, maybe it's not a 10 times zoom. I think it has its use case scenarios in certain applications, because so like if I had to zoom in on this branch right here, I could do that. All right, we have 50% battery left. There's 20 minutes and 13 seconds. So let me switch this over to sport mode. Let's see how fast we can get this thing going in sport mode real quick. Gain a little altitude. And basically I'm just gonna send it as fast as I can. So sport mode, obstacle avoidance sensors disabled. Let's hit it. All right, we're at 43 and a half, 40, yeah, so around 43 miles an hour. That's pretty quick, man. All right, and coming back. See what we get coming back. 45, 46. 47. All right. Yeah, so that was straight 47 miles an hour. That's pretty insane. All right, so I got 22.30 seconds on this. I'm gonna stop this, and then we're gonna come back in recording. Because if I didn't do that, then this would have just cut off. All right. Range test, maybe?
Maximum flight altitude reached.
All right, so even in a normal color profile at 24 frames a second, ISO 100, my shutter is 1/60th, and I'm at f10. I'm still overexposed in the sky because I don't have any ND filters on. It's pretty cloudy out right now, so I would have assumed that we might have been able to get some something better going, but yeah.
Maximum flight altitude reached.
We are at 3,400 feet. I'm just going to initiate a return to home at this point, mostly because I was getting breakup and I was already at 5,800 feet. So I would assume if I had a wide open path from me to the drone, I probably could have kept going. I don't want to chance that, only because I have 33% battery life, 13 minutes of flight time left. So so let's run through the menu real quick. All right, so first tab is safety. As far as that goes, you have obstacle avoidance, there's bypass, there's brake. So if you just wanted to stop in front of an object, or you can turn that off completely. Nifty, if you do this, it pops up with this warning. When controlling aircraft via control sticks and nifty bypassing is enabled, aircraft avoids obstacles with more subtle altitude change and flies more smoothly, but is of increased collision risk. Used with caution. So you might want to consider that if you want to put that on. I mean, by all means, be my guest, but I'm going to keep that off. Advanced return to home. So you got preset and optimal auto return to home. You can set that. Update your home point, max altitude, flight distance, compass, calibrate IMU, battery information, auxiliary LEDs, so if you want to turn those on and off, unlocking geo zones, safety settings, find my drone, safety settings, if you lose signal, return to home, descend or hover, emergency propeller stop, air sense is turned on. The next tab is control, so metric kilometers, and imperial, subject scanning, When enabled, aircraft automatically scans and displays subjects in camera view, only available for single shot photos and normal video recording. Gain and expo tuning. If you go in here, you have Cine, normal, and sport. You can change the max horizontal speed, ascent speed, descent speed. You also move this brake, expo. And then if you scroll all the way down, which I was trying to find this in the gimbal settings, so if you want to change the way that the gimbal tilts, how fast and how slow, that is in that. Gimbal, obviously FPV and follow me. Calibration, obviously can't do that while you're flying. Stick mode, so you have options to change the stick modes if you want to do a custom one. Button customization, this is where you can choose So like right now I have C2 auxiliary lights, the right dial, zoom in, zoom out, recenter gimbal, adjust ISO, so C1 and the right dial, C2 and the left dial is aperture, RC and flight calibration, flight tutorials, RC calibration, camera. Let you choose what you want to shoot your videos with. It'll stay in this unless you decide to change it. We're going to cancel that return to home because we're going to do a precise return to home. So format, MP4 MOV, you have normal, color, profile, D-Log, or HLG. Coding format 5.6 or H.264, H.265. So video bit rate is CBR or VBR. So I'm thinking CBR is constant bit rate, and then VBR is variable bit rate. Histograms, you turn those on and off, whatever you want those to be at. Overexposure warnings, you can turn that on and off. Grid lines, auto white balance, your SD card cache while recording. Transmission, you can choose whatever you want. It'll choose the best one for you. And then about gives you all the information, check for your updates and all that stuff. That's pretty much it. So on this, I have 16% on batteries, 6 minutes left. You can force that down and it'll actually, you got screen recording, the brightness, the volume, you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane mode, mute, screenshot, and mobile data. If you click on mobile data on this, it asks you to put in a SIM card. And I'm assuming you don't have to like hotspot this to a cell phone or something. All right, if there's anything else in this video that you guys want to see, just let me know. We're gonna do a precise return to home.
Go home.
Now, the last time I tried this, the Mavic 2 was pretty good. So let's see what this guy's all about. I mean, that is almost dead on right where it took off at. Let me turn the power off. This is a very large gentleman's double chin for you guys. All right, so what are my final thoughts on this? Now I'm gonna do a comparison between this and the Mavic 2. And basically I really just wanna see what the difference is between the video quality and the photo quality. Because honestly, I mean, besides like just the basic stuff like rockets and auto tracking or subject tracking and stuff, like I really don't think that that's, I mean, it's a newer drone, so it's gonna be better in every single way. I still think that the Mavic 2 Pro would be good enough for anybody that maybe wants to get a drone but doesn't want to spend $1,800 on something. But we're just gonna do a side by side of which one, like video quality and photo quality. So do I think that this would be a good upgrade for somebody? So if you have had the Mavic 2 Pro for a while, I would say maybe if you bought one new when it came out and you've been holding on to the Mavic 3 or for a Mavic 3 for a while, I think that this is a good substitute in place of the Mavic 2 Pro. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna put the 2 Pro and the 3 Classic side by side, because I mean, besides the 4/3 inch sensor, the Mavic 2 Pro has a 1-inch sensor, so I think this is a more apples to apples comparison between the 2 Pro and the Classic than it would be the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 3. So that's just my opinion. Other than that, for first flight, I think this went really well. I'm pretty impressed with the range and the quality. We're gonna check out the video quality and shit like that. So we're gonna see. Other than that, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, also give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. I'm Jordan, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.